For Aprilia fans, the 210 name is revered. It first came on the V4, we then saw it on the 660, and now in India, we are seeing it on the 457. This is the new Aprilia 210 457, made in India for the world. It's based on the RS 457 that came in last year, and now we tell you what are the differences and what makes this special, and does it keep that 210 tradition alive. Hello and welcome to HT Auto. My name is Samit Contractor, and let's get riding the new 210 457. The 210 name dates back to 2002 with the very first iteration based on the RSV Mille. Over the years, the Italian brand has evolved the 210 name into a V4 powered street fighter, followed by the 210 660 and globally even the 210 125. In India, the 210 name is now accessible to the masses as a new street naked motorcycle based on the RS 457. And it is Aprilia's most affordable bike in the country yet. So what are the differences between the 210 457 and the RS 457? Like I said, both the bikes share the same underpinnings, but the major changes on this one is down to the design and the riding posture. First up, the design is all new, at least at the front. What you see here is a newly developed headlamp cluster. This is very different from the 210 660 and even the V4 210. The big difference, of course, is that this is a ground-up project. So Aprilia wanted to go different with the design on this. And I do think compared to the pictures that came out at EICMA, this looks much nicer in person. The bug-like headlamp is a nice and different look compared to the other 210s, while the bulbous fuel tank and overall design is nice and meaty. I do like the way it looks, and of course these tank extensions add to that muscular appeal. The fairing, of course, has gone away, so this looks like a much naked bike. You can see the cast aluminium chassis over here, the engine, of course, so all of that is visible, and I do like the way it looks. The other big change is that the clip-on handlebars have been replaced by the single piece handlebar. It sits slightly closer to the rider and of course is wider as well. Beyond that, the fuel tank has gone slightly smaller. It's reprofiled, so at 12.7 liters, it's about 0.3 liters smaller than the one on the RS. You get split seats like the RS and the split grab rails, and the big change is the one tooth larger rear sprocket. That pretty much sums up the big changes on the 210 over the RS. The build quality is fantastic, and the 210 457 exudes a premium look and feel throughout. The bike is made at Piaggio's Baramati plant in Maharashtra for domestic and export markets. While the RS 457 that we saw last year had slight inconsistencies in its build, the new 210 feels more solid. So how much of a difference is the riding posture on the 210 457? This is a street naked. Let me quickly show you how that looks like. So you have a more upright riding posture thanks to that wide handlebar. It sits closer, so you are more upright, a lot more comfortable compared to the RS. That had clip-on, so you would sit with a little more dedication. This one is more upright, so your upper body is a lot more comfortable. The foot pegs though are still rear set, so this is essentially a sporty riding position. Now we've done a few kilometers around the ghats and even on the state roads, and it feels very, very comfortable. And I think that's the big takeaway, because for a lot of riders, this could be your commuter bike. This could be something you can commute on and go for long rides over the weekends. And I think in that sense, this feels a lot more better compared to the RS. That was very dedicated, although I do like that as well, but this is more versatile. At the same time, the cushioning has gone softer for the rider's seat on the 210, and that's another big difference compared to the RS. The 5-inch TFT screen has been carried over from the RS 457, bringing Bluetooth connectivity for calls, music and navigation. The bike has 3 riding modes, while the electronic aids include 3-level traction control and switchable ABS. The quick shifter remains optional on the 210, much like the RS. That's the 457cc's liquid-cooled twin-cylinder engine. It's in the same tune as the RS 457, and that's a brilliant thing because this
is the same entertaining bike that the RS is, but with a lot more versatility. 47 brake horsepower, 43.5 Newton meters peak torque, paired with a 6-speed gearbox. The big difference is the larger rear sprocket thanks to one larger tooth, and that makes a key change over here because the gearing is the same, your engine performance is the same, but this feels slightly quicker in the 0 to 50, 0 to 60 kilometers per hour run, and that's something that makes a big difference because what you want when you're riding in the city, especially if signal to signal, is a faster bike off the line, and that really makes a big difference here. The change though is that you reach the top speed a little slower than the RS. Of course, you do not get a fairing, which means you have a lot more wind blast as well. But overall, at least in the 0 to 60 run, this feels faster and it's really quick. This is a motor that is super tractable. I would keep it in the 5th gear, ride it at 40 kilometers per hour, and it will still be equally fun to ride and equally calm at the same time. However, if I want to twist the throttle, oh, that's where the big difference lies because it wants to push you further. It wants to push you as much as possible. This is an entertaining motorcycle, I have to say that. I've really enjoyed myself today, and that really sums up what this bike is all about. It's about adding versatility to a brilliant package, and that's what the Tuono always stands for, because the Tuono is all about adding slightly more comfort and more practicality. And I think in that sense, this engine and this setup works brilliantly.
The powerful twin-cylinder engine is supported by a capable chassis that makes the Tuono 457 an agile performer. The bike is easy to maneuver through the streets thanks to the near 50-50 weight distribution. Show it a corner and the RS genes flow through the bike seamlessly. Aprilia has made no changes to the suspension travel over the RS, and the ride quality feels firm on broken roads. That said, it's in no way stiff or will make you uncomfortable. High-speed stability is fantastic, and the bike urges you to push harder at all times. Braking feels progressive, and Aprilia says it considered the feedback from the RS 457 to give stronger bite at the lever. The traction control feels just right, especially with the option to choose the intervention in different modes.
So what do I make of the new Tuono 457? Well, I have really liked the RS 457 when I first rode it last year, and I have to say this ups that with a lot of versatility. For somebody like me who's taller, would like a little more comfortable motorcycle and is not going to the track much, this sums up that package that I've been looking for. Powerful, quick, agile, easy to maneuver, at the same time fun to ride. All of that comes in brilliantly on this. At the same time, you have a lot of electronic aids, you have traction control, ABS, you also get riding modes. That package is very much there, and in that sense, this feels like a complete bike, especially once you consider that price tag of 3,95,000 rupees ex-showroom. It's about 25,000 rupees cheaper than the RS 457. At the same time, maybe a little more expensive than the KTM 390 Duke and now the Yamaha MT-03. But this has its own character. It has its own distinguishing features, and I think that's what sets the Tuono 457 apart. I would really like to get on this and ride again for longer hours. It could be your bike for a longer weekend run. I could take it to office at the same time and do a lot more. That's the versatility that I like, and I have to say it looks fantastic in person. If you have a showroom around you, make sure to get a test ride. I'm pretty sure you won't be disappointed. That was the story of the new Aprilia Tuono 457. Lovely motorcycle. I can't wait to ride it again. What do you think about it? Let us know in the comment section below. And as we always say, seatbelts in the car, helmets on the two-wheeler. My name is Samir Contractor. This is HT Auto. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.